Welcome everybody to another episode of the Dragonus Podcastus. I am your host, Deadponic. With me is my co-host, as always, Queen Byron.
Getting up to no good.
As always. If you guys enjoy our show and want to support us, you can do so at patreon.com/Dragonus Podcastus, or you can support our individual projects on our Fiverr pages. Links will be provided in the description. So for this episode, we are doing another story session. If you'll recall from the last session, things kind of got weird. Byron became a fully minted sister, and things went well. Things took a shall we say Jack Reacher approach.
It always gets a little strange.
Yeah.
Go sideways.
Yeah, and for this episode, well, you guys will see. So, all right, Byron, you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. For your consideration, we present this new story session. The City Patrol. As the sun touches your skin, you slowly open your eyes to find a small plate of food on the coffee table. You quickly check the wound on your arm. It is healed nicely. You reapply the bandage and eat the food on the plate before noticing a note. You take it, open it up, and read it. Voiceover. Lass, I sent the knife you brought with you to Commander Viken. He's expecting you at the office as soon as possible. Don't worry about cleaning up. We'll take care of it. George. Leave the plate where it is, making sure the crumbs stay on the plate. Secure your armor and head for the office. At the office. As you enter the office, you see Commander Viken talking to a group of sisters before they notice you and take their leave. Clement, good. You're here. I heard about the incident last night. How are you holding up?
Fine, sir. Minus the scratch, and hits my pride slightly, but, did George fill you in on everything?
Yes, he did. We have your attackers in custody, but it's what you found that worries me more. We don't have to worry about that right now. I have a special assignment for you.
Question, sir. Do I take orders from you or the maidens?
A little bit of both. Since sisters and knights generally work together, it helps build trust and communication. I am assigning you a city patrol shift. Captain Axon is expecting you. He'll brief you on your duties.
Do I still retain my rank of colonel?
Captain Axon has been told to refer to you by your rank, but for the moment, we don't want to risk any more attempts against you. With a city guard backing you up, things shouldn't be able to get out of hand.
Understood, sir.
I'll see you at noon, Colonel. Dismissed. You salute him and then quickly head off towards the city guard HQ. After finding Captain Axon's office, you lightly rap on the door and hear a voice semi-echoing from the other side. Come in. You enter and swiftly close the door.
Mr. Clement, reporting for duty.
You both shake hands and he directs you to a chair. We're lucky to have you with us, Colonel.
Thank you for inviting me, sir. I'm ready to get to work.
Excellent. Your superior has already informed me of the incident last night and has instructed me to give you the full brief. You'll be taking the role of a rookie guard on a day 1 training shift. The patrol is easy. Help the denizens, stop crimes in progress, and assist fellow officers.
I can't exactly go around in my armor.
That's why Q Branch has sent us a few nifty gadgets. First, a disguise matrix. It's been pre-programmed to match the uniform of a city guard. He hands you a small device with a blinking green light. You attach it to your shoulder pauldron and immediately your armor changes to a city guard uniform. A knock comes from the door. Enter. Another city guard walks in. Mickey, you're here. Good. This is Colonel Clement. She'll be paired up with you on your patrol today. Sergeant Mickey shakes your hand. I'm a big fan, ma'am.
Thank you, Sergeant.
I brought you your gear. He opens a small bag and pulls out a utility belt with several pouches covering from one end to the other and containing 2 holsters. He hands the belt to you. You take it and put it on, securing it 100%. Then he pulls out a strange weapon. This here is the I-103 immobilization unit, aka the stun gun. It fires 2 blasts. A blue stun projectile that knocks out someone cold, and a red paralyzer round that causes limb paralyzation for 10 minutes. Your leftmost pouch contains the crystal energy ammo. It can hold up to 10 of each projectile before having to reload. You take the weapon from him and look it over, noticing an odd part on the topmost section.
What's this?
That is the targeting sensor. It can be set for target seeking, and phase through mode. Make sure you lock onto who you want to hit first before firing, especially if there's a hostage involved. You insert it into your holster and tune your radio to the City Guard command frequency.
Okay, all set.
Good luck, you two. You and Mickey set off. As you enter the southern section of the city, you carefully scan the area looking for anything out of the ordinary, and you quietly ask Mickey,
So, since you're the sergeant in charge, does that mean you're in charge of whatever we walk into?
well, yes and no. If it becomes a direct action situation, protocol is that the senior officer takes command, which would technically be you.
Since you have more experience and I'm supposed to be the rookie, how about we play up that appearance until we don't need to?
That works for me. 2285, come in. 2285 reporting, go ahead, Central. 2285, we received a report of an A and B incident near the square. Officers requesting backup. 2285, 10-4, units responding. He looks at you and shrugs. First call of the day is always a doozy. Let's go. You both race to the square and see a pair of officers struggling to contain a fight between two hulking men. They're just barely holding on while another officer is trying to keep the crowd back. Mickey signals you to help the officer with the crowd while he helps the other two. You hold your hands out. You hold your hands out and try to hold back the crowd.
Folks, for your safety, we need you to stand back, please.
You turn to the other officer.
Can you cover slightly further down? I think I've got this section. It looks like the fight is going to sprawl into the outdoor patio.
I got it. They rush over to the patio. A woman approaches you, clutching her arm, blood dripping slowly down it. Officer, can you get me a bandage for my arm, please?
Of course, ma'am. I have one right here.
She sits down and you take the trauma bandage and a disinfect kit from your pouch and start to work on the wound.
How did this happen, if I may ask?
Oh, I got pushed into some rocks and I cut up my arm pretty badly.
You sure it wasn't one of those two knuckleheads currently beating the snot out of each other?
Fairly sure. You finish bandaging the wound and contact Central Command.
2283 to Central, requesting a medic for a woman who's cut up her arm pretty badly. Apply disinfectant and a trauma bandage. Please advise.
2283, medic should be arriving on scene. Status on the A and B, over.
Stand by, Central.
You look over and see the two men who are fighting now in cuffs and Sergeant Mickey breathing heavily.
Sarge, you good?
He gives you a thumbs up.
2283, situation contained, requesting cleanup team.
Copy, 2283. Cleanup team is on the way. Mickey walks towards you. Not bad for your first call, rookie. You did good. 20 Central to 2285. Please respond. 2285. Send traffic, Central. 2285. We're receiving reports of assault and theft in progress in the vendor district. Copy that, Central. Officers responding. ETA 5 minutes. You both rush off at full speed to the vendor district. When you arrive on the scene, the suspect sees you and flees away from the scene, and you and the sergeant take off after him. At a fork in the road, Mickey signals you to take the left path and hand him off. As you approach the end of the path, you quietly draw your stun gun and wait, and he runs straight past you.
City guard, stop!
The suspect eventually stops in the middle of a small square, grabs an innocent woman, and holds the blade to her. You raise your weapon, keeping your fingers off the trigger.
Let her go.
Back off, or I'll kill this grunt car. You take a couple steps back, weapon still raised, and try to raise the sergeant.
Sergeant, get up here. I got a hostage situation.
Copy. I'm on my way. Call it in. But don't take the shot until I say.
Understood. 2283 to Central, assault and theft is escalated to a code 12, requesting additional support.
Copy, 2283. All units in vicinity to the vendor district. Officer requesting assistance for a hostage situation. Keep distance for the moment. You now address the suspect, trying to keep his attention focused on you.
Sir, you need to let that girl go and drop the weapon, or I'm going to be forced to stun you.
The sergeant finally arrives on scene, his weapon drawn as well. Fat chance of that happening. Just keep back and nobody will die. Stand by to take the shot, rookie. You turn on the targeting scope and are able to get a lock on the suspect.
It's not going to be clean.
The round will go through the innocent without harming them. Where's your shot aimed at?
Knife arm.
Good. Once he drops the knife, we rush in and tackle him.
Understood.
The sergeant pipes up. Sir, my name is Sergeant Mickey's. Torian City Guard. We need you to release your hostage and put the knife down, please. You press a button on your gun and the barrel switches out and the indicator light turns from light blue to heavy red. Stay back. Don't come any closer or this knife goes into our heart. Now, rookie. You take the shot. A red projectile passes through the innocent and hits the suspect, paralyzing his knife arm, which he involuntarily drops. The sergeant then rushes in and tackles the suspect to the ground. You kick the knife away and point your weapon at his back. The sergeant struggling to cuff him. Stop resisting! You got him, rookie?
I got him.
The sergeant finally slaps cuffs on the suspect, gets him to his feet, and hands him off to another officer. You holster your weapon and then go over to check on the hostage.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. Just in shock. Thank you.
Anytime. 2283 to Central. Situation resolved. Suspect in custody.
Copy 2283. Continue patrol in the southern quadrant. Send Sergeant Mickey to HQ.
Understood, Central.
You walk over to Sergeant Mickey.
Sarge, they want you back at HQ. Does this mean I gotta do patrol on my own?
Unfortunately, yeah. They probably want me to fill out paperwork. You should be fine on your own. You did great, rookie.
Thanks, Sarge. Save me a donut when I get back, will ya?
I'll save you a whole box. You walk off on your own, casually strolling down the street. As you pass one of the taverns, the window suddenly breaks. And a figure tumbles out and rolls out next to your feet. Fern climbs out, stun gun drawn at the figure on the ground. Now you turkeys are going to get at least 5 years for assaulting an officer. Your buddy is going to get 15 for assault with a deadly weapon. Fern then 360-degree turns and shoots at a guy climbing through the broken window. The guy collapses onto the ground like a rag doll after being hit with the blue projectile. You give Fern a weird look.
Should I ask what this is about?
It was a small dispute. I was following a lead, hoping to get information from a contact, but 5 bozos decided to block my path and a fight broke out. I went 5 rounds with Sweets McGee, and then decided that being nice was too much to be asked for. He rolls the figure over and rolls up his sleeve. You see a familiar tattoo on his arm.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep, Malone's guys. This happens to be one of the turkeys who attacked you last night. The one who you introduced a foot to his face to.
It doesn't seem like you needed me here.
Not really, I had it handled. But since you're here, you mind calling it in for me since I misplaced my radio? You get on the radio with Central.
2283 requesting additional officers at the Cloak and Dagger Inn to bring in 5 injured suspects.
Copy 2283. Officers on their way. Captain Axon would like to see you at HQ as soon as possible.
Understood. I'm on my way.
You head off to HQ and enter Captain Axon's office. That was great work out there today, Colonel. If there's anything my department can do for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Actually, if you could lend me a few officers for the birthday gala tomorrow, I'd really appreciate it.
I'll have my best report to your office early tomorrow.
Yeah, mind if I keep the belt and stun gun?
Oh, please. We've been pushing for it to become standard issue equipment, so it'll be nice to have a sister showing off how effective this equipment is. An officer comes into the office. Apologies, ma'am. There's a letter for you.
Oh, thank you.
You take the letter, open it up, and read it. Voiceover. Lass, your mate Viking ordered I fashion you a new set of armor after the last one, for lack of a better term, ended up with a fist-sized hole through the cuirass. Come by me shop to pick it up when you're ready. George.
That sounds like my cue to leave.
You shake the captain's hand and head out. Proud of the work you did today. End session. Alright guys, so that's it for the story, but we will see you guys next week. It'll be interesting. It'll be another lore video. So, we'll see you guys next week.